Hello, everybody. Hey, welcome to the stream, everybody. There's no cat with me yet. There should be one soon. There usually is. There it is. Called it. And she cries. All right. Welcome to the stream, everybody. And welcome Override to the chat. So today we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday. So, excuse me. I'm trying to fix myself up here. Had a couple of trying to get myself opened up to where I was yesterday. There we go. Okay. You think I would have had time to prep for this? Right. Well, we're making a fake or fictitious social media. I'm not really found of a name or set on a name, so it's the midnight shift. The idea is that I am using the placeholder, the JSON placeholder API to provide me some dummy data that we're populating our repository with, our local repositories. If you've been following along, or if you've been looking at the repo, you'll notice that we've been basically importing the data every time the server boots up, and then we've been going with it from there to whatever it is that we need to do. In our case, social media feed. So we have a homepage that just consists of everybody's posts, I guess. So far, everybody's posts. We have a load. Yesterday we limited it with some pagination so that we had only X amount of posts on the front page before the bottom. We are going to work on making an infinite scroller. We have it so that it loads 3 comments per post before you have to click the load more button. And using HTMX, it just grabs the next couple of a couple of posts, and continues on with the day. Um, Yesterday, we also introduced a way to link the post to a profile in a way. So each of the let me just actually get my big old head out of here. We'll bring up little me. What did I do? I broke something. I think I broke something. There we go. We're good. I didn't break anything. All right. So let me just turn this on. Navigate navigate to localhost 8080. Yeah. Just click the button, Mike. So as you see, yesterday we had this. I gotta fix the CSS for this because like I don't like that it's white and then colored. Anyway, we had we have this so that everybody had posts. There's X amount of posts, and then we were gonna continue to make it infinite scrolling from there. We made it so that each of the users over here would be clickable, and it would go off to the profile. We had it fill out the left-hand side with information, and we stuck albums down here yesterday that we made link to a page that doesn't exist yet. So we're going to go ahead today and we're going to make these album pages work. So when we click on one, it's going to take us to a page full of photos um, that are inside of said album. So let's make sure we've got that full cup of coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. And we'll dive on in. Okay, so few things we got to do. Because now we're looking at photos. We did albums. Um, we did albums yesterday to fetch everything. So we are sort of going to mimic this and build out our photos. And if we do pop over to our JSON placeholder, and if we go to photos, we see that the photos consist of an album ID, an ID, a title URL, and a thumbnail URL. So let's start out with the response. So we're going to make a record, I believe. That we did here? Yeah, okay, record. All right, so we'll pop in here, create a record that is going to be a photo response. We'll add this. I learned that that doesn't work. I wish there was a way that I could make this bigger, but like retain the size of the rest, because like, I don't know. I like being able to see what I'm doing right here a little bit. I guess I could always move this over here. All right, so this response. This is going to have a few things. This is going to have a long ID. It's going to have a long um, album ID. Album ID. It's going to have a title, a URL, and a thumbnail URL. So this is going to be string title, a string URL, and a string thumbnail URL. And that's going to be our response. Next thing we're going to need to do is create the actual, our actual class here of a photo. And this one here is going to be like our other guys. It's going to have a getter, setter, it's going to have an entity, and it's going to have a table, and for the sake of it, we're going to say that it's photos. Why did you add that first space? All right, so next we're going to come down here, and this does have all of that. Yes, we're also going to say that we want an IDOMG. There we go. And that's going to be this. Now, I'm going to take the lazy route and create a repository. Yes, I'm also going to create a way to get all of the, I want to be able to get a collection or a list to be able to get all of the photos for a specific album ID. Perfect. Next, next we need an import service. So next we're going to come in here and we're going to call this photo import service. And this guy is going to be annotated with service and required args. And now we're going to take in a repository. Perfect. I love IntelliSense. And yep, we're going to do that. I'm going to say that we're going to say, oh, wait, no, we need, that's right. We also need a REST client. So now we're going to say that the response is going to be equal to the type right REST client dot get. We're going to say the URL is that of photos. We're going to want to retrieve that. We're going to want to body that into a new parameterized type of a list of photo responses. That is perfect. Import that. Import that. We want to semicolon that. And now we want to make sure that the thing is not null or empty. Perfect. Next, we're going to say var of photos, which is going to be the response that we got. We're going to stream it. We are going to map it. Oh, baby. Oh, IntelliSense, you're going to make me happy. Oh, you even follow my convention of the space. I love it. Ah! Okay. Okay, so we got the ID set to the response ID, album ID, title. Oh, you're gonna make me giddy. All right. So next, we want to save all of those. I had to type. I had to type next to nothing of that. Like IntelliSense is just on ball today. All right. So that's the import service that we've built 1,000, like 3 other times before, 4 other times before. So we've got our repository, our DTO, we've got our we got our hard-coded model. Um, okay, when we're missing photo service, photo service, photo service, photo service, photo service. Photo service, and this one here, we'll add that baby in. This is again going to be a service, and again we're going to have the required args because I want to take in the repository. Perfect. Okay, next here I want a something like that. We'll take that as a beginning way to go here. So I want to get all photos for album, and now I want to take in an album ID, I want to take in a page ID, and I want to take in a page size. So I also want some integers. Um, this one is going to be that of page and size. So that I can come down here and I can say var pageable, perfect. And now I want to be able to come in here, and I need this to also be pageable. Perfect. Now I can come in here, and I'm going to say find. There we go. So that's going to get me a list of albums, um, an album or a list of photos for a specific album. Now, okay, now I need a controller. Shoot. So this is going to be a new Java class of photo controller. And oop, I gotta spell that right in order to do this. Rename the file. Okay, this is where I need a reminder. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna copy this for now. Okay, so okay, I just want to be able to see what I'm doing here. All right, so this is photo controller. So here we're gonna load up. We want to be able to get a so at controller. We're gonna have required args constructor, and we are going to have a request mapping. If I can type that, request mapping API photos. I think that's what I'm doing is API photos. Yeah, for now. Um, this is going to return a list of photo. Um, get all photos for album. I think that's what I'm doing. What was I calling that path? Was it this? Yeah, user view, okay. So there's this. No, it was up top. Albums, okay. So this was returning the albums, but what was the... Yeah, that was nothing. Okay, so this was... Oh, right, the href was albums ID, and this is need. This is gonna need. Okay, so okay, this is gonna have slash photos. Um, album ID. Yeah. Okay, so this. No, maybe I'm going into here. Albums user. Da da da. Yeah, maybe I don't need the photo controller. Yeah, maybe I'm. Whoop, maybe I don't need the photo controller like I think I do. I have the photo service, so if I go into the album controller and drag in the photo service, private final photo service, and if I duplicate this, and if I say get all photos for album, and if I call this a photo, user ID, this is going to be album. This is going to be album ID slash photos. This is going to be photo service. Did I spell that other one wrong? GTE. Oh my god, apparently I did. You're joking. Typo much, Mike. Alright, so now this should take us to albums. So I can go back into here actually. That's albums ID photos. So albums ID photos is going to take us to this, to that. Which is going to return a list of photos. Alright, so now if I copy this, duplicate this, and we call this photo album, I suppose. We're going to call this, what am I calling this? What, my page is going to where? These are going to albums. Yes, this is going to album ID photo. That's what it is. Okay. So sitemap, this is going to be album. This is going to be album ID, photos. Photos. Okay, perfect. Okay, so that's going to come back to here. I'm not taking in that for the user ID. Users post, users this, I don't really care about. Whoops. Okay, let's do this again. Okay, so this I don't care about. This I don't care about. Okay. Now, what I do want to do is sip on my coffee. Hell yeah, live programming prof. You know it. Fuck that AI shit. All right. What am I looking for here? I want to be able to, this needs to be an album ID, Mike, first off. Album ID, not, there we go. Now, let's, okay, what am I doing here? What the hell am I doing? I want to click on this. I want to go to photos or albums. No, this is going to be album. So that, yeah, that's going to get changed to album ID photos. Okay, so I want to come in here and I want to get all the photos for the album. Okay, okay. Okay, private final photo service. That's not what I wanted. I said photo service. Fucker. Okay. So photo service dot this, and that's going to be our photos. So I want the model to add photos to this, and I also need the album. So um, in this case, I want to say var album service. No, I want to get album by ID. Thank you very much. Yeah. And we're going to go into here and create this. This is going to be an album. Yes, we're taking in an album ID, and we're going to return album.findID, except I want to find by ID dot or else throw a conniption bit. Okay. Okay. So come back here, we're going to grab this, and I'm going to add the album into here. That's right. Okay. Yes, that's what I want. Now, I need to make a new template. This is going to be a new HTML file, which technically I'm just going to copy and paste this guy because for the simplicity of it. This is going to be album view, or album photo view, just in case I do decide to make a view of just viewing all of the albums. So this will be a album photo view. Perfect. We'll add that. I'm going to come into here. I'm going to keep the header. For now, we're just going to keep the header. And this is, yeah, okay, hold on. I'm going to come back here. So this needs to be renamed to album photo view. There we go. So now when we get this, we're going to pop into here and we're going to work with this. Okay. So now I'm keeping style. This here is going to be album, the album CSS view, which is just something I slapped together. I copy and pasted it from the other one and just made a few other changes. But literally that's it. There's nothing much. We're going to call this photo album. Yeah. And we're going to take just the header, or we're just going to keep the header. But we're going to come in here and we're going to make a main class for not album layout. This was photo container. Thank you very much. And then in here, we are, yes and no, yes, no, kind of, sort of. I do want to stick the photo here, but what I'm going to be putting is photos, the first photo, and I want to get the thumbnail of it. And then I do want to say this for, I think. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Get out of there! I do want the class, but I want this to be photo. No, this is. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? No, this needs to not be there yet. So the photo container, I need to have a top and then a bottom. So I need a div up here. This one is going to be of class card with a margin bound of 4. Yeah, I'll take that. Kind of, sort of. Again, this is going to be photos 0 and get thumbnail. Okay, so this is class card top. Hit this, do that, do this. I guess like what I want here is alt is that, source is that, style. I want this guy to, is it cover? Yeah. Object fit cover 300, 400, 500, 500, 300, 300? Yeah, 300, I think. 300. Okay. And what's this suggesting? Holy shit. Don't suggest things you don't need. What is this? Card body. Yes. Card title. This would be album. Docket title. Does my album have a thumbnail? No. No, they don't have a thumbnail. Okay. Just the image. Why does the images have a thumbnail? Whatever. Anyway, that's not here nor there. So card title, album title, technically. Um, okay. And I don't think this needs to be that. We can make it 3, should be fine. And now we want the left, or the bit below it. Oh my God, the bit below it. So this is going to be no. I need this to be just a grid first. Okay, so I need a grid. Get rid of you. And now inside of the grid, I want to make a photo item. There we go. And then for each photo inside the list of photos, um, yeah. I then want to build out a card. Um, yeah, so I want these to be sort of like columns of um, of images. So we're gonna go with what is it? Div class. I think I called this just card, or I think I'm using just card. Sorry, card. Um, card div image. Um, kind of card image top. This is just going to be photo because that's basically all it is. I think I just want this to be object fit. Excuse me. And yeah, it's going to be the photo URL. Yeah, okay. And then right beneath it, I want the title. Title of the photo. Yeah, there we go. So photos have titles. Yeah, okay. So title of the photo. Now, maybe I'll stick this above. Since it's a title, maybe I'll put it above the image. I don't know if I want to have it above the image or below the image. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. I'm going to stick it above for now. Yeah, that should be, it should be about fine-ish, I think. Okay, so photo repository. Okay, let's just see if this works. Let's just see if this works. Let's rerun this. Get out of here. We're gonna go back to here. I'm gonna refresh this so that it's clean. Album to photos. What went wrong? 500 internal. Wait, what? What? Photos is? Okay, let me just add a thing here. We're gonna rerun this. I'm gonna breakpoint this. Album ID is 2, page this, size this, model this. Photos are none. We do have an album, but our photos. Ah, shoot. Okay, so we got to come in here and we have to add in a photo import service. Photo import service. Yeah, that. Thank you. Rerun this again. Okay. So now if I refresh this, we do have 16 photos. We do have photos. Look at, well, we don't have photos apparently. So apparently the images themselves are broken. Okay, so it appears that the actual placeholder images are are bogus. So we'll just have to go with this as the idea of what it's supposed to look like. um, we can imagine this being filled with real data. But yeah, that gives us a thing. So now if we, interestingly enough, what? If why are those not broken up into, is that just one continuously long string? Oh. Okay. So let me go back to my user view because that needs to get fixed. So albums, album views. If this was if for each album, I'm making it just an anchor link. Okay, now so this is definitely not how I meant to do this. So this sh should probably be a div. And in here, I should probably say th for each. So each album inside of albums, I should be doing this and then saying, well, I mean, essentially saying this. Um, yeah, I think that's about right. And just drag this into here. And that should, if I refresh this, now make them into individual links or items. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, that's better. Now they're individual links. I can't make a list item. Can I? Can I do this? Would this work? Just out of absolute curiosity. Would this work? Oh, it does work. I get super excited when simple things like this work because I'm not a front-end developer and I'm just refreshing myself with HTML and all this sort of stuff. So like I get super excited over little things like when this works. It's perfect. It's great. Um, okay. So I can theoretically just get rid of that. And can I just shorten that? Like, is that a thing? Does that work too? Does that work too? Or is that going to throw a conniption fit? That works too. Ooh, nice. Nice. I love it. Okay, that's perfect. Sweet. Sweet, 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 sweet. Okay. Okay. So we got this. We have this. We can view this. Um, now, what else do I want to see on this user page? What else would I like to see on here? What else? What else? What else? I suppose one of the next things that I'd like to see here is like potentially a list of this user's to-dos. Or no, I guess that wouldn't be really that wouldn't be too good, I suppose. That wouldn't be too cool. Um, hmm, hmm. What would be good to add to this next? I really should have thought this through. Um, 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 um. What would be the next thing to add to this? I suppose, like, I mean, I could clean up this. I could make this bit hyperlink back to the home page, quote home page. Because like we go from here to the individual user. Um, hmm. Because I mean, I don't have any kind of like authorization or like authentication or anything like that yet. So there's like no way for us to log in, create a brand new user yet, and so forth. That might be something we could do. Um, hmm. But I feel like then I would need to have an actual persisted library or database um, over this not persisted database because right now everything gets loaded and then reloaded each time the service reboots. Hmm. Could look at breaking this up a little bit. Not that I really know how we could. I guess there's not really a way to do it. Um, I could poke at the header and work on making this into a. Because like right now it's just this for a header. It's not like slipping this off to the far left. How would I do that? I forget how to do that. I forget how to do half the stuff. Hmm. don't I don't really know. Um, hmm. What else? What else? What else? What else? Yikes. Um, I need to correct this. That just bothers me. Um, where's that at? Body, no, button, button, load more button. What did I call that? I called that load more, right? Load more container, load more comment button. Why are you white? Why did I make that white? That doesn't make any border color is this, okay. So why do I have this not be this? And just make that darker. Okay, so that made the text show up, but I'm still looking at a white. Huh? Okay, so the text color goes white, that's fine. But why is my non-hovered? Like, load more is only here 3 times. Why is that? Whoop. Yeah, okay. Previous to that, previous to that, okay, we're here. Why is that still white? Hover is white. That's the color the text turns. Background. Why is my background remaining the same? Okay, just give me a refresh. This is why I do CSS stuff off camera, because this is like boring as hell, and I've got no idea what I'm doing, so I have no idea what to talk about. For example, I can't even color a button. Why is that? Why is it that when I hover over it, it goes darker? Like the hovered should be. The text color goes white like it should be when it's hovered, but when it's not hovered, like, why is my color not this? My border color is fine. I can see the edge of it looking good. But why is it white? Is it because I don't have the... Is it because I have color? That is the color of the text. Okay. Well, figured that out. Oh, goodness. This is what I wanted to copy. Background. I want this to be 8. Okay. Refresh. Nothing. Refresh. There we go. Now I got it looking better. That's better. Much better. Jeepers. Okay. So now that that looks better, what does it look like in here? Still the same? Yeah, cool. Still better. Still good. Okay. Okay. Cool. Now, what else can I touch, tweak, or do? Because I don't like CSS. Let's get the fuck out of there. Okay. 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 Oh yeah, I guess we could do more with that. Yeah, let's take a look at the photos. Okay, I think we need to toy with the photos. So if we pop into here right now, we see that we've got this stuff here. What it's supposed to look like. It's just taking a minute because they're all going to fail. Although what there should be here at the end, at the bottom of all this, is a load more button. Yeah. So we'll add a load more button to the bottom of these photo grids. So after this photo grid, we'll stick a load more button on the bottom here. I think I'm doing that way. So I do want more or less a load more deal. Okay. So how are we going to do this? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? So I'm going to want a new fragment, which is basically going to be that of photos. And this, sure. Okay, what am I going to be looking to fill up here? So this, okay. This is essentially what I'm looking to do in here. And I'm looking to slip this bad boy in here, except this is going to be photos. And I can get rid of this, and we're good with that. Pass in photos. So that down here, so here I want a div. Well, yeah, I do want that first. But I want a div. Okay. Okay, so this. Da, 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 da. Okay, so this is going to say photo item. If it's empty, no photos. Down here, we're saying that if it's not empty, then replace this fragment with photos and pass in the photos. So that then we come into here and we say, okay, now for each photo, we're going to do this and that and the other thing. Okay. So, because yes, this is just like the head of the header aspect-ish part. I wish I knew how to like add a spacer. I wish that there was like a spacer, like a separator. I don't know. Can I call that a section? Will that do it? I wonder. Just out of curiosity. No, it didn't do what I wanted to. But anyway, it did, however, still do what I wanted to in the sense that I'm coming in with the fragments. So now down here, okay, so here we're going to look to, we're going to need to slap in, is it just a div and a button, or is it like, what is it? Okay, so this is this. We're going to copy this, get out of here, paste it in here, and we're going to try to do some magic. Okay. Okay, so load more container. This is going to be ID of load more photos container. The button ID is going to be load more. You know what? I'm going to keep it the same ID, same button. Load. I think I should just rename that to load more button. Okay. Posts. Whatever. Okay, so I will rename that to just photos. PH photos button. All right, so now this is going to reach out to yada yada, get that. Um, actually just tell this the proper thing here, so I don't actually need that, because that's just going to be that. I think I'm taking in the album ID. Yeah, no. Okay, so the photo grid is going to do all of this. Replace the photos with photos, and then we're going to stick the button into here. Okay, which I'll worry about that in a minute. Load more photos clicked before and this here, and this is photo grid before the end. I think that's right. Now I just need to figure out the URL. Okay, so the URL I don't have yet. Because I need a string to take back with that. So for that, I'm going to mimic the, maybe I'm not going to mimic the post. Oh no, I think it was the post service. No, because it was the posts. No, it's a comments post. That's the comment controller. And this is just a straight up controller. Okay, that's what that is. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing a similar thing in here with the photos. We're gonna make a photo controller. Bring that up big for a minute so I can slap these guys here. We'll copy this just because it is going to be very much the same thing, except this is photos. This is going to have a private final photo service. We're going to make a get mapping of, sure enough, this is actually going to be that of a string. And we're going to do that for now. Okay, so load more is going to be the API v1. I'm calling it photos slash album. And we'll take in the album ID here, which would be album dot get ID. Okay. So now we'll come back into here, photos. This is going to be album slash album ID. Okay. Now the other thing this is going to take in is this stuff. Copy, paste. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to come down here and do basically the same thing. So we're going to say the photo service the find all for this. This is the photos. We're adding the photos. Probably should have put this down here. So we're adding the photos to it. So this is going to return, basically what I'm going to be doing is this, returning quite literally that. Um, Now I think I can just say fragments, photos, photos, and I'm assuming photos gets passed in as the thing here. We'll find that out when we click the button and see what else loads. Um, so, okay, so that takes care of the controller. The controller is now going to take in an album ID, a page number, and a size. The size of this, I think I was originally going with 16, so we're going to continue to load 16 at a time unless specified otherwise. There we go. Now in here, we're going to come in and we're going to say this. Um, and we're basically just adding page. We're not adding the other one, so we're not adding any amount. We're just adding in page. So let's figure out what we're doing next. I guess we're gonna rerun this and just straight up see if it works. So let that run through, let that run its course. We'll hit the reload button and see if this comes through. All of these are gonna fail because again, the images, blah, 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 fall down. I just want these to load so that you see what the load looks like. All right, so now if we click load more, absolutely nothing happens. And is this giving me the same stupid thing the blogs were giving me in a 4? Whoa. Oh no, that's the images, I think. Um, Target error. Did I get this the same as last time too? Okay, target error. I did this before. Um, so photo grid, and the problem with this is I never told it that the ID is supposed to be equal to also photo grid. So now if we reload this and reload this page, now the button is here. I'm just going to give this a second to collapse in on itself. And I also need to know why this. I also need to fix this the load more buttons so they don't look so bland. But now if I click it, we'll see if anything happens. No, we'll inspect, view the console. All of this stuff kind of happens. ALBIM. That is supposed to be album, not BIM. So we'll give that yet again another reload. I don't know why I reloaded it over here. All I really had to do was... Good job, Mike. Okay, so let's give this a refresh. Let this collapse on itself. And we'll hit load more. And as you see, more came in. The page did not refresh. So the original broken ones didn't have to reload. It's just the next few that came in had to take their time as they broke. But as you saw, we loaded more, and we can continue to load more of the album and load more of the album. Apparently, we're at the end of it there. Yeah, there's no more to add into it now. So as you see there, we now have the load more button in the albums. Perfect. I just want to make those load more buttons look more like these load more buttons, because these ones look so much prettier. Um, that what I call it in the CSS? No. Load more comments button. Okay, so I need to fix this. Okay, come into here. This is, okay, we're gonna copy that because I have to go through after this and do this. But this is now just going to be the load more button versus the load more comments button. So there. Because if I look at load more comments, we don't actually need the word comments in there. We just need the load more button. So we'll retake that out of all of our pages. I'm going to reload the page so that it looks better. We're going to click on this, and our load more button looks more in theme with the rest of our project and the rest of our social media that we're going with here. Fake social media. I don't know. I might actually turn this into a social media. Why not? It's turning into something. It's kind of bland though. It's very bland. What am I talking about? So what next? Cleaned up a few things. Um, so what are we missing now? We got the photos, we got the comments, we got albums. I think we got everything except for to-dos, but I don't really know if I want to use the to-dos because they're not so much interesting. Yeah. Uh, hmm. Hmm. Okay, so let's take down some ideas here of what we can do, with this. So let's take a step back. Take a step back, not a slide. Oh my God! Oh, too far back. Jeepers! All right, let's take a minute here. Let's take a minute. It's coffee break time. We gotta have a little discussion here and talk about our situation of our social media page. There we go. All right. Make sure you got that full cup of coffee. It's story time. All right. So we need a way to, because I don't think there's anything else that I can add to this from the placeholder. We're pretty much maxed out with the placeholder part now. So I think what I'm going to do next, or what we're going to do next, is I think we will make the program do just one run where we're going to dump the placeholder data. Oh my God, stop sliding around, chair. We're going to make one more dump where we grab the placeholder data that we want. We'll stick it into a persisted database. We'll spin up a Postgres database into a Docker container so that we have our own local running database, and no longer do this in-memory stuff. So that way, we'll go ahead and we'll start to introduce some security, some Spring security into this tomorrow, and we'll do so in a way of we'll clean up our homepage, and sorry, not our homepage. We'll clean up the header so that we'll take the Midnight Shift logo that we got or text that we have, and we'll stick it on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side, we'll have a login register button, um, so that way we can make it so that we can have people register. We'll use the similar setup that we have going for existing users based on our placeholder. We'll let them fill out a whole register of information. Um, we're not really going to validate it to make sure it's real or anything, but yeah, we will. What else can we do with this? What else can we do with this? We'll make it so that each user obviously then will have their own page. Um, when we go to their page, we'll make sure that if the user is logged in, we'll stick a little point at the top or a section at the top of the page so that the user will be able to create their own posts or upload images maybe. I don't really know if I want to use upload images yet. Like that might be a little more advanced for what we're looking to do right now. But maybe we'll make another thing where we'll go along and we'll turn the we'll turn the we'll turn this fictitious thing into something that users can log in to create an account, log in, make their own posts. Maybe we'll elaborate more on the, now that we're going to stop using the existing database, we'll elaborate a little more on newer stuff and add timestamps and whatnot. So if that sounds good with you guys, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe if that sounds fun, and we will tune in tomorrow. Keep your curiosity open, your skills sharp, and that coffee cup full. I'll catch you in the next one, guys.